Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we got yet another motivational type of video, as I want to prove to you guys that you can defeat your genetics and that you can have a great physique and train as hard as you can, that you don't need to let your genetics stop you from the gym. See, on social media, you see so many people with such great physiques, you always aspire to be like them. And realistically, not everyone has the best genetics, and not everyone has the same genetics as the same people that you see on social media. Obviously, I didn't start with the most perfect genetics either, and I still don't. If you pop a picture up on here, this is me before I started the gym. And as you guys saw, it's more just I've got wide hips, not the best chest genetics, and not the best arm genetics. And throughout my gym journey, I've also realized that you know my arms aren't the greatest, they're not the biggest, I don't have the best insertions, especially on my triceps, and I don't have also the best chest. I've got very big problems in growing my chest. I've tried many different techniques, many different training programs, intensities, different sets. It never really worked for me, but I kind of go over the fact of, oh my God, my chest won't grow. And then I kind of changed my mindset to I'm doing everything that I can to grow it. So I can't keep making excuses and I can't keep bringing myself down because of my chest genetics, because there's nothing I can do about it. As long as I put my 100% effort in it, that's all that matters. But yeah, guys, I've got breakfast with me now. I've got my famous oat bowl. You've got 120 grams of oats. You got the protein milk from Lidl. You have a whole banana, 100 grams of frozen blueberries, and 20 grams of raw honey. This is obviously just a carb load before the gym session. I'm probably going to go gym in around an hour. I've still got some journaling to do. I always journal every single day to get my thoughts out just on paper. And honestly, it gives me such clarity. Every time I make a mistake or if something goes well, I like to write it down so then I can know what I did wrong throughout that day and what I can do to change that. And also a little hack for you guys is that you need to have your electrolytes and creatine and water with your pre-workout snack, because all the carbs that you eat before your workout need to get washed down with water, so it actually turns into glycogen, so you can have that actual proper good energy before your session. And that's why I always have my water, electrolytes and creatine before I lift. I also forgot to mention that in this, I also added a few sprinkles of salt. I don't really track it because I'm not cutting, or I'm not very tracking my sodium and all that type of stuff. But I did have well, I was about to do that sus action, but a few sprinkles of salt just to get my electrolytes into my pre-workout snack and make sure I get a sick pump. I'll show you guys my pre-workout stack and what I take before the gym as well, for my performance enhancing things like pre-workouts, pump serums, all that type of stuff after I eat. So I'm going to quickly eat this, watch some YouTube, drink my electrolytes, and I'll see you guys when I'm taking my pre-workout. Right guys, so I've just changed into my pump cover because it is a bit hot outside, so I won't be wearing a hoodie, but I've got my pre-workout stack here in my shaker cup. First of all, we've got my Stim Pre with the actual caffeine in it. We got this DNA Sports Hate pre-workout in bubblegum popsicle flavor. It's got around 400 milligrams of caffeine per 2 scoops, but I didn't take 2 scoops. I only took like 1.25 because last time I took 2 scoops was my first time trying it and my heart was about to explode. But we also have my second stimulant, which is the Thank Pump for that, which is basically a pump serum filled with electrolytes to keep you hydrated and give you a nice pump throughout your lift in lemon sherbet flavor. And then last but not least, we've got my liquid glycerol, which is this OG Swell pump serum. It's basically just liquid glycerol, liquidated carbohydrates, the quickest and fastest way to get a great pump. I didn't manage to finish my whole entire pre-workout snack, my breakfast, the oat bowl, because I was just too full. So I think I might go in with another squares bar whilst I'm on my way to the gym, because I also have to make a quick stop at the bank. But yeah, and that will be it for my pre-workout. I'll see you guys when I'm going to the gym. Right guys, I'm finally back from the gym and it is the end of the day, as you guys can see outside. I already had my lunch and my dinner. Here's a little picture of me what I had after the gym to replenish the glycogen stores. I had 2 salmon fillets with sweet potato fries and some, I think it's like some like peri type of sauce, like a spicy mayonnaise. Honestly, was absolutely amazing. The diet is getting more and more locked in. I say that, but for dinner I did have baguettes and chicken, but it's just carbs and protein, so I think it's still good. But overall, my session went absolutely amazing. I had a great lift. I progressed quite a lot, and the gym journey is going great. You know, I'm getting leaner somehow, I'm gaining weight, and I'm getting stronger all at once, which for a gym goer, you know how amazing and how good of a feeling that is. And going back to the main purpose of this video is telling you guys how you can overcome your genetics. And at first you might say, Michael, how on planet Earth are you going to tell me some magic words that are going to make me feel better about my genetics? Well, at least give me a chance. Most people, when they have bad genetics, you know, when they start off in the gym, they look at themselves in the mirror and see so many flaws, but never focus on how they can make it a positive. You know, people have wide hips like I do. People have that pec thing, that they have a hole in their chest. People have narrow clavicles. There's loads of things that people always nitpick on about their physique at the start of their gym journeys. And I was exactly the same. I always used to nitpick the smallest things about my physique, but that never stopped me. What I started to realize once I started to go to the gym a little bit more consistently and actually started locking in with my diet, my training, supplementations, everything, I started realizing that the genetics that I thought was so bad and the ones that I thought I was defeated on straight away, they kind of cared less and less and less to me. I started to like not even realize that I had bad genetics, and the progress that I was seeing in the mirror was way more important than what genetics I had, because at the end of the day, guys, the genetics that you have, you cannot change. And if you seriously love lifting, if you seriously love seeing the progress in the gym, then that will overpower what genetics you have. And over time, I started loving my genetics because that's what makes you unique. Every single person has a different frame, a different physique, and different genetics. And that's what makes you completely different from everyone else. And you should embrace that. So what I'd say to the beginners that, you know, might think that they're completely cooked is that, you know, throughout time, your brain will completely forget about your genetics and you will start to love them, you know, because you'll start to fall in love with what actually matters, which is weightlifting, your health, you know, the actual thought of going to the gym, you know, lifting them weights, listening to your favorite music and seeing the progress in the gym. That's what matters the most. And it doesn't matter what genetics you have, because that's one thing that you can't change. But what you can change is how locked in you are, you know, with your diet, supplements, how intensely you work out, push to complete failure to make sure that your physique and your results are determined by the passion that you have for the gym, and not just blaming on genetics, saying, oh my God, I'm not making as much progress because this and this and this. I don't look as good as blah, blah, blah because of my genetics. No. The next time that you argue with yourself and you have that voice in the back of your head, you know, blaming your genetics, just remember that consistency and focusing on the things that you can change will be the things that will make you great. You will have an amazing physique if you just stay consistent and push as hard as possible and focus on the weak points, or focus on how you could actually improve your genetics, in sense of, I have wide hips, for example, and what can defeat wide hips is training lats and training shoulders to make your frame look wider. You know, if you have a wider frame, your big hips will appear smaller as your upper body is way wider than they are. And also, for example, if you have a hole in your chest here, for example, training chest and focusing more on chest flies, for example, and doing more volume for chest will overcome that, because your chest will be a lot bigger. It's small things that just, make an actual difference. So stop blaming stuff that you cannot change. Stop blaming your genetics and focus on how you could become your dream person. But anyway, guys, I need to head off to sleep. As you guys can see, it is quite dark outside. So I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys are liking these more motivational type of videos that I actually love doing, I love putting my knowledge and saying it directly to my phone and uploading on social media to inspire people to not give up on their dreams because of stuff that they cannot change. And overall, just motivating people, inspiring people, and I just love it. So yet again, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.